So what's gonna happen to ABS CBN? What's the future of the stock? Where is it headed? What's the news telling us? What's the fundamentals telling us? And most of all, what's the chart telling us as well? Because everything you need to know is found in the chart. For those who want to know more about ABS CBN, then check this video out. Hi everyone, this is Marvin Germo. If you're new to this channel, please subscribe and smash that bell so you get updated every time I create new content about the stock market. We've just passed 60,000 subscribers. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you for your support. Thank you for following. Thank you for commenting. Thank you for liking and sharing. The road to 100,000 is now intact. I'm gonna keep on making videos. I'm gonna keep on pursuing this. I'm gonna keep on creating as much content for you guys as possible, because at the end of the day, that's all I want. I want you guys to win. I want you guys to invest and trade the markets with confidence, that you don't have to listen to hype. You don't have to listen to speculation. Everything you need to know can be found on your own analysis based on the right data from fundamentals and technicals. So enjoy the rest of the video. Hi everyone, so there's so much news about ABS CBN over the past few days, and what I'm gonna do in this video is I'm gonna analyze it and break it down based on what the news is telling us, what the fundamentals is currently saying. Has the fundamentals changed? Is it something that will cause you to buy based on what the fundamentals are telling you? Or is the technical showing us also something different? So we will answer this from news, fundamentals, and technicals. Ultimately, so you get to decide, so you get to pick, so you get to form an opinion. Please remember, this video is not here to tell you whether you should buy it or not. This video is here so that you can decide it on your own. This video is here so that you can have a firm conviction on what you know based on the numbers, based on the news, based on the data, on whether it should be bought or not. And I hope this adds so much value to you. So let's go and let's take a deep dive and let's learn more about the stock. Alright, let's talk about ABS CBN. Over the past few months, I've been featuring this stock because I've been getting a lot of questions from you guys as well on what the future of ABS CBN is. And we're gonna go down and do the nitty-gritty also, and we're gonna discuss this from every aspect that we could see, so that you win in the markets when you base your decisions from information, from data, not from emotions, not from you trying to guess or speculate. The more you speculate, the more you will lose. The more you listen to the noise, the more you will lose. Better decide it on things that you can be, something that you can build strategies upon, something that's logical. And that's the whole narrative of this channel, is just to give you as much information as possible. So comment below if you're excited. Comment, I'm excited to learn. I'm excited to learn the rudiments of all of this, because I will discuss this into a three-prong aspect. I'm going to talk about the news. Comment news if you like following the news. Comment, I'm going to talk about it from a fundamental standpoint also. Comment fundamentals if you love fundamentals. And lastly, to my people, to those who love technicals, I'm going to show you also what the charts are, because as you know me, my style, my narrative is everything you need to know is found in the chart. So here's the thing. The way I would do my analysis also, especially for trading, if the fundamentals is not good and the chart is not good but the news is positive, I will avoid it. If I am trading also, the fundamentals is good, the news is good, but the technicals is still bearish, I would still stay away from it. If I'm investing, if the fundamentals is good, even if the news is bad, I'll buy it. But this is what we'll see. If the news is negative, the fundamentals are also negative, and the technicals are also negative, that gives you a firmer conviction also to either avoid the stock, or if you own it, it might be best to stay away and not even buy it at all. So let's take it one by one. Let's start with what the news is currently saying. I'm sure if you live in the Philippines or you've been following the narrative of how the Philippines has been progressing since 2016, you all know what the underlying theme for ABS CBN is. It's basically Duterte does not want to renew ABS CBN's franchise. And one of the things that is creating such a buzz right now is we're already in December 2019. ABS CBN's franchise is up until March 2020. So the clock is ticking. ABS just has 3 months to make this work, to make this happen. And it's been in the news lately over the past few hours because Duterte lashed out. He lashed out again on ABS-CBN. He threatened it anew that doesn't want to renew the franchise for the company over the next few months. So 3 months, let's see if something can happen. But another flame, another it's like putting gasoline to the fire. You have to remember, before it reaches Duterte, it has to be the bill for the renewal of the franchise should start with Congress, then it should go to Senate, and then it will go to the president, which he can approve it or veto it, or whatever way he wants to go about it. But one of the narratives also is, if you notice it, the House of Congress, the House of Representatives, is primarily dominated by congressmen who are aligned with Duterte. So their actions would be in alignment to what Duterte would want as well. But what we saw from the last disclosure was Congress won't tackle the franchise renewal in the next few sessions. So if it won't be tackled this December, and it will be postponed and postponed, if it lapses, that's when ABS CBN might be in it's not just any more news, it's not just any more speculation, but it's what people were anticipating might come into a reality. So that's the news. So if you look at it, looking at the news from that perspective, it's relatively not as positive, not as optimistic as what everyone else thinks it is. So news. Next, let's look at the fundamentals. But before we talk about the fundamentals, just a quick plug. No, my last Stock Smarts event for the year is this Saturday, Sunday, and the week after that, December 7, 8, and 14, where we're going to talk about the technicals and the fundamentals of how you can win and trade the markets with confidence. Because I really believe this. The reason why I do the seminars is these are for people who really want to learn and how to maximize the stock market. Because I really believe we are in one of the greatest times to be alive. We are in one of the greatest times to make money. And if you want to join us, I have the link in the description. You can just click it and it will lead you to the sign up page. Also on December 14, we're going to talk about the top 10 stocks for 2020. I've invited a broker, I've invited a hardcore fundamentalist, I've invited an economist also to share an outlook of where they think it's headed, so that at least you can have a reference point on what could possibly happen. So the link to that is also in the description. And for those who can't attend our sessions, or for those who are still thinking of what gifts you can give your relatives, I have 5 books. They're all available in Shopee. They're also at the description. I hope you guys can give them as a gift, or for those of you guys who want to learn as well. This is something that I really know will benefit you. So if you're learning from the videos, this is something that will give you a larger insights. For those asking what are those macro terms, what are those fundamental terms, they're all on the 5 books. Now let's continue. Fundamentals. I'm just gonna look at a couple of things. The business segments of ABS CBN, their sales, and their income. For those who have been following the videos that I've been producing, I like companies whose sales are increasing, not just increasing, but massively growing per year. I want to buy a company that has growth. So if it's not growing, I don't want it. If it's not growing, if I own the stock, I'll sell it. If I have cash, I won't buy it as well. So next, I'm going to also talk about the different segments of ABS CBN, because please remember this. People always think that ABS CBN is all about their free TV. But ABS CBN has evolved already into a large conglomerate where they have different business segments as well. So the question now that we need to ask ourselves after this is, should the TV deal, the franchise, not get renewed? How much of its other business segments, business units can help support the company? But let's look at this first. Number 1, sales. 2014, 33 billion. 2015, 38 billion. 2016, 41 billion. 2017, 40 billion. 2018, 40 billion. This shows me that if you look at it over the past 3 years, 16, 17, 18, sales have been flat, meaning they're not growing anymore. Why is this happening? Please remember, and this is not just in the Philippines, this is happening globally, and I think it's even a larger aspect abroad, that basically traditional media is declining. Traditional media is not what it was before. That's why you're seeing it also billboards, magazines, newspapers, radio, uh, everything else in between that's traditional has been disrupted, has been hit by digital. It's been hit by social media. The money is flowing away from them all to this new platforms. YouTube. The fact that you're watching this this video in YouTube, not in TV, just attests that attention has started to shift. So sales is not looking good. Next, net income. If you look at this, 2014, 2.39 billion. 2015, 2.93. 2016, 3.89. That it grew by a billion in 2016 because it was an election year. Please remember, during election years, TV stations, media outlets make a lot of money. 2017, 3.3, then 2018, 2.11. Now the decline is starting to happen. Please remember this. At 2.11 billion, the 2018 net income of ABS CBN is lower than the 2014 income already. What they got more than 5 years ago, what they got more than 5 years ago is higher than what they got last year. So that's something very, 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 very notable. It's something that you should also watch out for. Our style is not to buy companies with declining incomes. Anyways, ABS-CBN has four income segments. Number one is media network and studio, cable and broadband, digital and consumer products. The next slide, I'm going to show you what from their annual report, and this is something that you can also download and you can search online as well. This is how their business segments are distributed. Number one, for media network and start and studio, this is your entertainment, news, global film, TFC, etc. As you can see there, these are all the household free TV brands that you know, plus movies and cable station, so it falls under this first category. Next, for cable and broadband, that's Sky Cable. Then for digital and interactive, that's where you have your ABC News, ABS CBN Mobile, the TFC, that's mobile, etc. I Want TV is also part of it as well. Then for consumer products, what people don't know is their live events are part of it. Shopping is part of it. The ABS CBN store is part of it, and Kidsania is part of it as well. So here's what I want to drill down before I continue to show you the numbers. Please remember this. The only thing that will be shut down is their Channel 2 franchise. But if you look at it here, they have other segments like TFC, Cinema One, TV Plus, Star Cinema that are outside also the revenue source of the main ABS-CBN channel. So why am I saying this? Should there be a shutdown that could happen? The question is how big of a chunk of the earnings of this other 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 can help carry the load if the franchise renewal does not push through. Now let's look at 2018 revenues. So as expected, the largest chunk of the earnings of ABS-CBN comes from their media network with 28 billion pesos. Cable, Sky Cable, 8.9 billion. Digital, which is starting now to hit the billion peso mark at 1.3, and consumer products at 1 billion pesos. Now, what I don't have data on is out of the 28 billion, how much of that came from the free TV? How much of that came from the Sports and Action Network? How much of that came from Cinema One, Star Cinema, TFC? I don't have a breakdown of that. I'll try if I can. If you want me to make more about this, you want me to drill down further, comment, make more, and then I'll try to investigate further how the chunk of the 28 billion is divided upon. But let's just assume it's half. If it's half, they still have 14 billion pesos in revenue, plus the cable broadband, which is almost 9 billion. So respectively, they will still be a billion peso revenue company regardless of them not getting the franchise. But anyways, just to break down everything also, the media network still is 71.4% of their 2018 revenues. Cable and broadband is 22.7%, digital is 3.4%, consumer products is 2.5%. So although digital is starting to push higher, it's still very, very far away from their media network revenue for them to really have a sizable contribution to the whole media empire of ABS-CBN. And another thing that I'd like to point out is this. Please remember, under cable and broadband is Sky Cable. And cable, similar to free TV, is being disrupted right now. Why? Because instead of watching cable TV, people just watch YouTube, people just watch Netflix, people just watch Disney Plus. So in terms of disruption, it's not just the free TV network. And please remember this, regardless of what Duterte is saying about ABS-CBN, the whole traditional TV industry is under threat already because of what's happening in social media and digital as well. So that's basically it. Next, let's look at the net income. This is where it becomes interesting. Why? Because if you remove all of their expenses, the tax that they're paying, the net income of the media network is 2.5 billion pesos. However, cable, digital, and consumer products, as you can see, the reason why they're parentheses is because they're losing money. And that's a thing that you need to understand also. They might be contributing revenue, but they are losing they are losing money as of this point in time. It's the media network that's causing them and pushing them to have to at least get a good net income for the year. Now, let's look at what the charts are telling us, because everything you need to know is found in the charts. Hey guys, so this is a 10-year chart of ABS CBN. As you all see, 2016, at the height of the elections, at the height of everything happening in the political level, ABS CBN hit its highest high, its highest stock price in this 10-year period. Anyways, that being said, after that movement up, that's when Duterte started saying that ABS CBN won't be renewed, and that started this mega downtrend that we're seeing here. So what's interesting about that though is basically this. At a certain point here, mid 2019, ABS CBN started to break out of that downtrend. I thought it looked like it was already consolidating with a 16.6 support level and a 22.3 resistance level. However, here's what's so interesting about that. Since I'm zooming in, let me show this to you from this perspective. Intraday, ABS CBN, if you look at it yesterday, went went as low as 16 pesos per share, and it tried to, if I'll zoom in so you see it better, it tried to intraday hit this level. As it hit around 16 intraday, people started buying it. That's why it went up and closed above this support level. So what's very, very interesting though, and what's very interesting to see is if ABS CBN will stay above this. One of the reasons why you can denote that it's still massively in a strong bearish downtrend is it still hasn't broken past the 200-day moving average. When it tried to go above it, it failed to stay above that level and it continued to go down. So one thing that I would request you to watch out for is the 16.8 to 16 peso level. If ABS CBN fails to go above 16.8, ABS CBN fails to stay above the 16 peso level, you might see it decline even more. You might see it start to push down even more. If I put in more indicators, all of the moving averages are bearish as of this point in time, showing us that if you're a position trader, hey, there's no reversal signal yet. As there's no reversal signal yet, it would be best, it would be prudent to stay away first until a reversal happens, should a reversal happen as well. For quick traders, one thing we do know is basically this. It bounced already from oversold levels, but what I can add to this is if it stays above 16.8%, you can make a trade and sell it at the 19.45 level. Another shorter and quicker resistance level is somewhere here. So first things first, bounces from 16.8, hits this. If it does not go up, you can take profits there. This will give you a return of around 8.6%. But if it breaks out from the 18.2, 18.6 level, then adjust your target price. It could possibly go to 9.6 pesos per share. So from a short-term perspective, if it stays above the 16.8 to the 19.6 level, it could possibly consolidate, but all of the moving averages are still showing us that the stock is still bearish as of this point in time. So, putting it all together, news. There's still no sign as of today that there will be a renewal that will happen. The macroeconomy is telling us, and the global trends is telling us that traditional media is shrinking. Looking at it from a company level, sales are maturing, net income is declining, and looking at it from a technical analysis aspect, it's still it hasn't shown signs of a reversal yet. It's hit an even lower low for the year as well. So I hope you guys are learning. I hope this is something that adds tremendous value to you, because that's all I want. I just want to add as much value to you guys as possible. I want to create a narrative that you don't have to decide based on fear, based on emotions, but you decide based on what the data is telling you. Again, as what I always say, comment below, how will you use this knowledge? Comment below, how will this help you win? How will this help you make money? Because watching this video without acting, without doing anything, won't really change your life. What will cause you to win is you execute, you do something. You do something with the information that I give you, because that's all I want. I want you guys to win. So comment buy if this will cause you to buy, even though there's a barrage of selling. If you think that eventually they will get their franchise renewal, or if you think that eventually the other business segments will do well and will help carry the load for ABS CBN, or comment avoid if you think the stock will drop further and if you think ABS CBN can't recover from this. So I hope you guys learned a lot from this video. I hope this is something that gave you so much value. The reason why there's daily videos about the stock market and investing is because we need this in this generation. This generation will be one of the richest generations ever. Millennials will do something because we are the generation that will not just work hard, we are the generation that will leverage and invest as much as we can, invest and put as much as we can in assets that will last. And I hope that this video becomes a turning point to a lot of you who have not invested yet. Please remember, you have your December bonus, you have your 13-month pay, you have other Christmas bonuses that are coming your way. Do not spend them on stuff that doesn't matter in the grand scheme of things. If you are in debt, pay off that debt right here, right now. If you don't have any savings yet, the best time for you to save is now. Use that stockpile, that bonus, and build that emergency fund, build that buffer fund, build that savings account that will protect you for 2020. You have to enter 2020 at a much better position than where you are today. And I'll say this, it doesn't even have to be in the stock market. You can be financially free even if you're not investing in the stock market. All I want is to give you as much data so you can process it and win over the long term. So this is Marvin Germo urging you. I hope that the data that I provided will help you analyze the stocks more, but above and beyond that, the skills of saving and investing, I hope that gets instilled to all of you guys as well. So I hope to see you all. And I hope this video helps you trade well, trade strong, trade smart. See you all again soon, guys, and God bless you all.